Good morning, Brian. It's Steph. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Ray. Nezuko, welcome. All right. Get out. You don't want that one. How is everybody? I hope you're doing well. Alright, give it one more minute and then I'll get started. Today is Scorpio for this one. There'll be a couple lives back to back. We'll see how 10:01 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. There will be a couple. Hopefully, I'm not sure how many. Jaja Boutique. I love it. So if you miss it or you can't stay for the whole live, you can always go to my website at creativelyguided.ca. You can also go to my YouTube. I always post the lives recordings up after there, so you can always go there and check them out. All right. Benita, good morning. So we're going to start with gratitude for my Scorpios. Can we have one thing to focus on for our gratitude for the month of December for all my Scorpios? Just one, something to, that's the one, eh? Flipped it right up. We have to look upon the environment with optimism. The pessimism is within us. Welcome, Len and Zizi. Think of an issue in your life you felt negatively about recently and apply this lens. My challenges are my greatest teachers. I use them to learn about myself and to live more consciously and authentically. When we can reframe our challenges and understand that they're all opportunities to learn, to make us stronger, faster, better, more efficient, more compassionate, all of the things, we really can look at it in a different lens, right? Crowflakes and Cal, welcome. All right, for my Scorpios, can I have one self-care card? Something to focus on. Welcome, River. Something to show that. Ooh. Decisions are the frequent fabric of our daily design. Meditate on a big life decision that lies in front of you. What if your very ability to grapple with this choice is the true gift? What will you learn from this process? Yeah, we're reflecting. We're learning how to reframe that negative into positives. So Scorpio, that's some transformation you got coming. You're probably going through it right now. So focusing on those and learning how to reframe it to your best place is where we can go. Cheeseball, welcome. Derek, welcome. Rebecca, welcome. And welcome, Grace. All right, can I have a creativity oracle? Something for them to focus on. Help them spark that creativity for the month of December. Capable. Ooh, thank you. I like that one. You can deal successfully with whatever challenges and circumstances arise. Also, angel number 30. There's always going to be an extra little message in there. There will be a couple today. This one's Scorpio, and then I have Gemini and maybe Cancer, depending on the time. I'm trying to be a little more efficient so we're not killing time and we're getting what we need done. Blue Boba, welcome. All right. You can deal successfully with whatever challenges and circumstances arise. It's literally, it seems Scorpios are just reframing their thinking, which I really like. The Capable card is a reminder that your decision to change your life for the better and your actions to do more or to do so are all the proof you need to show yourself that you are a magic maker. Magic is the working of one's will on reality, and that takes time and confidence in your capabilities. This can manifest as making changes to your living conditions all the way to a redesign of an aspect of society itself. The Capable card can be a reminder that we should not seek fame and glory for living our lives creatively. The peace, satisfaction, and freedom that come from living a life creatively is reward enough. If this card is drawn regarding another person, then it can be interpreted to mean that they are capable of doing or providing what it is that you inquired about. So in other words, what I'm getting for my Scorpios is all of the things, realizing that we're reframing our thinking, right? So my challenges are my greatest teachers. So taking those challenges and using that to reframe it to understand what is it teaching me, which is my whole fire and flow content. You can always go on my website and check that out. That's how you learn to transmute it. Gazal, welcome. And then also here's another one, big life changes that you're making, big life decisions. Just understanding that you have the opportunity to make that decision is a gift. So really what we're doing, it seems, to focus on is learning how to transform that perspective. That's what the theme of this month seems to be. And that's a great thing, because when you can change that perspective, you really allow yourself to shine. And you really allow yourself to see what God is doing for you in your life, okay? Your angels are there, your spirit team, your ancestors, they're all there to teach you the greatest things that you're capable of. And until you understand that, whale and orca elders, and learn to speak your own truth. This is your own voice. Speak it how you need to speak it, not how someone tells you. And don't let somebody change how you feel about it either. 126. Angel number 126 could have an extra message. Welcome, Faye. So the whale and orca elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet, to harmonize it with their song. As they weave around the oceans, they do much more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field, and their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul's song. Looking into the eye of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into your very being, and in an instant, you're changed forever. They see beyond the physical, the woundings, the identity, the personality, and the story. They see right into your soul. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency. To bow to who you truly are. To stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all. To leave your fears, doubts, and baggage at the door. To question any part of you that doesn't feel good enough. The whale and orca elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing who you truly are, and for you to see the same in other beings. To drop your hang-ups and personality flaws and get busy revealing the unique note your soul came here to sing. Welcome, Rocky and Dean. Allow the song that echoes in the four chambers of your heart to emanate in all four directions. Peel back the layers of suffering and pain and reveal to others your soul's true song. Apparently I can't read today, sorry. And endeavor to see the soul of all those you meet. Big Mac Attack, welcome. How are you being called to share your soul's unique song? And really what it seems to me for my Scorpios this month is literally reframing your perspective. Learning how to see it, see the positive even in the negatives. And when you reframe that, all you do is tell the universe, I get it, I see it, I'm learning to understand it. And they're going to keep teaching you, but they're going to start showing you more things to be grateful about, more things to be happy about. That's where this card came in, right? This is understanding that when we can think of our biggest challenges as our biggest life lessons, and that's all of our biggest growth comes through pain, right? comes from pain, sadness, grief, all of the things, but it teaches us so much. So when we can reframe that challenge into a positive, we absolutely give ourselves the space to grow, and to grow from a space of love and compassion for ourselves and then for others. And then, of course, understanding that just the fact that you have the ability to make a life decision change, any change, big, small, any of those, that is the gift in itself. Because having the ability to make a decision is a gift. Okay, you're not in survival mode. You get to actually choose to make a choice. 10:10 on the clock. And that's where true evolution and transformation really begins. And for Scorpio, the kings and queens of transformation, you should know exactly what I'm talking about. And you probably do, and you've probably been working very hard to do it. So now it's just remembering that that work that you're putting in is paying off. And we just need to make sure that we can flip that switch in your head from all the negativity to some positivity, and understanding that no matter what comes, those negative thoughts, those programmings, all those things that creep in, there's a positive, always. There's always a positive, and once you can look for it, that's the silver lining, and that's where the real growth happens. Welcome, Donald and Sasa. All right, can I have one for my Scorpios to help guide, give some ideas? Just one. All right, that's the one. That's the one. They're crumbling. Ooh, what are you clinging to? Yeah, learning how to release. This is transformation month, which of course it's December, so what would we expect? But oh look, I flipped to it. Okay. We're learning how to release the negative and understanding exactly what the positive is and put that trust in it. There's a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole. Mustafa, welcome. So you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You're being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? Don't call tonight. Welcome. You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundation and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Don't hold on. Learning the lesson and then learning to release it and let it go. When you hold on to it, the universe is going to keep nudging and keep nudging and keep nudging until you let it go. And eventually it's going to be a push that's more devastating. When we learn to understand and take that transformation and find the positive so we continue to move forward, we sit with it, right? We need to understand it because if we try to move past it too fast, we're going to miss the lesson, and then we're going to have that struggle too. It's going to keep coming back and keep coming back. So when those lessons come, understanding where you are in that space and saying, okay, where am I at? Why is this happening? And what can I let go? What's out of my control? What's out of my control should be out of my heart and my mind, which is very hard to do when you're worried and you're full of anxiety and all kinds of things. But that's when you understand that literally all of the issues in your life, you've already overcome them, right? And when you understand that those challenges, every single one of them are the ones that made you stronger, now you're flipping the switch because you already know that now this is not something that's meant to beat you down. It's something that's telling you you've already overcome all these other ones. So when you understand that this lesson is to make you stronger, so that when your new beginnings come, you're going to be unshakable. Welcome, Lilith. And then understanding that just the fact that you are allowed to make that choice is a gift in itself. And when we can be grateful for that, we allow space for all of the great things that are coming. What do we have? The Moonology. And I added the another affirmation deck because I live on affirmations, and I think they're one of the best things we could ever do in this world. Can I have one Moonology card for my Scorpio? I said one, but you spit 3, so let's see. We're telling a story today. All right. What do you need to release? Yeah, that's where we're releasing, but we're holding space and we're having faith in our dreams. And then a new romantic cycle begins. And I don't think it always has to be romantic as in a lover. I think maybe it can also be a romantic cycle as in learning how to love yourself and show up for yourself, which is really one of those things that a lot of people don't quite understand. But until you learn to love yourself 1,000% wholly for who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, you can't really teach people how to love you because you're unsure how to love yourself. So it's really actually a really important part of this process. Welcome, Julie. All right, so can I have one Beyond the Myria for my Scorpios for this transformational period, it seems, in December? So, Earth. Okay. Don't give me too many. Just one. I like that one. And that's a really good message, too. Sorry, I'm trashing the place here. 14. Angel number 14 could have a message. And then, of course, that boils down to 5, which is transformation, which is exactly what is happening, which is good. Sometimes it doesn't always feel great, but in the end, I promise you, it is good. It is where your strength comes from. Fire in her voice. Welcome. I love these cards, by the way. The artwork is just phenomenal. No one can hold us the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and transmuter of dense energies we may be holding on to. Just as she takes in our out breath and returns our bones to fertile soil, so too can she transform our woes if we can allow ourselves to surrender, to lie in her grassy arms or be embraced by her branches. Just as plastics and oils cannot be broken down in the earth for renewal, when our emotions become hardened and impenetrable, catalyzed into something more destructive, they cannot be transformed into the compost that we grow from. Experiences we may categorize as good or bad are part of life. Death and rebirth are part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Creating something through suppression and control that will not break down will only bring us further out of harmony. Nature is all around us. Notice her and know that when you feel like no one else can hold you, she can. Spend as much time in nature as possible and do what you can to preserve it. Welcome back, Donald. And then, of course, this is talking about grounding, finding your roots, understanding that Mother Earth has all the answers. The trees hold knowledge for hundreds and hundreds of years. They hold stories. They tell us all of the things that if we just listen, just sit and let them take in, just like they take the carbon dioxide and they filter it through. They filter the negative emotions, and if you sit long enough, you'll start to hear those whispers and the guidance that they're trying to tell you, how they bend and move and sway with the wind. They've learned, they've grown to go with the flow. That's how they've survived all of the storms. And when you understand that that part of the storm is what really, truly grows you and puts you into strength, even in the negative times of it, it creates a space that when you learn to sit with it and understand it and trust it, that transformation is the absolute highest form of growth and transformation and transmutation and alchemy. Call it any of the things you want. But that's where you become your strongest. And I know that from stories I could tell 1,000 over and over. They're never ending. But the true growth comes when you show up for yourself. Cat Lady Michelle, welcome. Abbas, welcome. Adu, welcome. Okay, before I do the angel numbers, I'm going to do a couple affirmations. Maybe we'll save the angel numbers to the end. Just give me one of these, please. Okay, so we're getting 2. That's fine. Joy and faith, and I like that. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. Be childlike. Find joy in the smallest of things, because that's where real transformation comes. The ability to make a decision, that's true joy. That's just something to be grateful for. Welcome, Viola. Welcome, Anthony. Good morning. And then trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. Don't take the transformation and stay in the negative. Every little struggle, everything that you feel like is hindering you, everything that's slowing you down, is asking you to see the lesson and grow. And when you can reframe that and find the positive, you're going to win every single day. We got faith. I am confident I will achieve my goals. I live in the present and have faith in the future. I firmly believe in my value within the universe. These are affirmations, and they're ways to guide you and show you how to show up for yourself and how to trust in the universe. Welcome, Amanda and Shitao. Welcome. And then guidance. In times of uncertainty, I ask God to guide me to the light in my being. I am directed to doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my fate to God, and my faith is rewarded. There's always so many of these that come out because they're such a small little affirmation, but if you can remember any of it, man, it flips that switch on the negativity. And Scorpios, in those moments of transformation, sorry, my words are not working. You're going through it, so you're doing the things, you're doing the work. But now it's just understanding that don't get caught in that negative space. Understanding that even the smallest things, the smallest decision, the ability to make a decision is a gift. And when we can start doing that, we can be grateful for all those things. And it turns those tower moments, it turns those struggles, it turns those things that we all need, and we need them to build us, to strengthen us, to allow us the space to learn and learn compassion for others. Welcome, Obs. So learning these and understanding these parts of the affirmations and these parts of the transformation and learning how to find that silver lining flips the script. You're not seeing the negative. You're not seeing all these things that happen, and you're not crumbling under them. You're saying, okay, so I don't understand what the lesson is. God, show me the lesson. Show me so I can understand. And I promise you, the answers are going to come. It might just be a little flash. It might be something you see outside. It may be angel numbers showing up, which I'll always pull. But everything there's always going to be guidance. It's all around you. It could be a stranger saying this sentence that only, like, they would never know, but it's going to make so much sense to you. It happens all the time. God will always find a way to get to you and try to teach you where you need to go. And when you learn to listen, that all those transformations and all those struggles turn into pure gold. Welcome, Andrew. So, open to the universe. I am discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine light of the universe. Just learning to be open to receive guidance, to understand exactly what it is that you're meant to do, what it is you're meant to learn, and trusting in that. And it's okay to do that. Taking those struggles in your life and look back to the other ones that you've been through, that you've already overcome. And you overcame it so easily that you probably forgot that you've already done it. And if you go back and you list all of the 500 million struggles you've overcome in your life to this point, you're going to be like, man, how did I get through that? Man, I did do that. Oh, I showed up from, wow, and what did I learn? And I got into that kind of struggle again 2 years later, and I just flew right through that. I didn't even realize it. Sometimes we don't always see the growth or understand what we're doing, but we're always learning, and all those struggles are the biggest teachers. So when we learn to reframe that and be like, ooh, this is an opportunity, I'm going to learn something good, and then we have in God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. And when you trust that and you show up and you can get out of that negative mindset because you're just manifesting more of it, we got to get rid of that. Okay, and understand that the struggle is teaching us. What is it teaching us? Find it, sit with it, understand it, because it's meant to teach you that lesson that only you could know in that moment. And it's meant to teach you exactly how only you could understand it. Okay, and the universe is a master at that. You need to understand that. They're a master at that. God knows, and God will send whoever, whatever, wherever to teach you the lesson that you need. Stop holding expectations where it's always going to come from. Don't micromanage the universe. Just trust that when you need to learn that lesson, and if you're continuously attempting to learn that lesson, it's going to get easier and easier and easier, and you become a master of your own self and a master of co-creating with the universe. And I can see Scorpios, you're in that transformation period, and you're learning to trust. You're learning to trust not only yourself, but in the universe. And you're learning to see that these struggles sometimes that come aren't there to hurt you. They're there to actually help you and to strengthen you. And that's fantastic. It's really, it's hard sometimes to move forward because you get stuck in the kind of old ways and the negative thinking because it's been programmed your whole life. So you got to remember, when you start transforming and really showing up for yourself and learning and actually intentionally trying to heal, those old ways come back. But you got to remember, you're like a baby. You're just like a little child all over again because you've been doing it 1 or 2 years. You're learning how to do this and not fall backwards. So understanding that and learning how to move forward and being like, no, when that negativity creeps in, yeah, this kind of sucks a little bit, but there's something there, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to reframe that. And I have a choice. So I could do this, which is going to make it worse, or I could do this or this or this. And each one makes it exponentially better or easier in the long run, right? So understanding that you have the ability just to make that choice is a gift, then you're going to start seeing more and more gifts. So it really is a wonderful thing when you learn how to sit with it and understand the benefits. And then we have peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I'm determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. And that just says no matter what, the good, the bad, the ugly, when we learn how to see what it's trying to teach us, transformation becomes, it's like breathing. It's going to never stop, right? Because, and Sailor, welcome. All right, can I have one angel number? That was quick. New beginnings. Yeah, that makes so much sense. So you guys got some transformation that you've been going through, and you're learning how to reframe it, which makes so much sense. So we got 0909. You start seeing 909 on the clock. You start seeing it, license plates, wherever. Get present. First of all, understand that your new beginning is coming, because whenever there's transformation, whenever there's a tower, whenever there's anything that feels destructive, extreme, scary, put you out of your comfort zone, that means that there's something that you're releasing, there's something that you're transforming, and then you're coming out into getting ready for your new beginning, and that means that they're coming. Okay, 9 is the releasing, which when you release, you're making room for the great things to come. Welcome, Katie. So, when you start seeing this number all over the place, just know your angels got you, first of all. Second of all, get present. Look around. What's going on? What was I thinking at that moment? What was in my head? Is it reminding me to release something that maybe I was having a negative thought? Well, get present. Why am I thinking negatively like that? Why is that lingering? We got to get rid of that, right? But we got to understand it so we can get rid of it. What's going on around me? Is that maybe a lead to my next new opportunity, to my growth, to my next best step? What's going on in nature? What am I hearing? What songs are playing? Like, get present, because what they're trying to tell you is your new beginning is coming. You've done all the transformation and the releasing. You're doing all that. You're learning how to reframe that so you can get excited for your new beginning. So, opportunity, courage, achievement, endings, new beginnings, adventure, and love. Keep an eye out for an opportunity that could change everything. You are completing something significant, and it's rewarding to see yourself level up. It's time to close out an old chapter and embrace the new adventure that's about to unfold. You've literally been learning how to transform those negative thoughts, and understand that only through grief and pain and sadness do we truly grow. We're always learning, we're always growing, but if you look at every time you've had a struggle, like a real struggle, something harsh, that's where your biggest growth came from. And a lot of people don't like to admit that, but it's truth. If we didn't have pain, if we didn't have suffering, if we didn't have any of those things, we wouldn't have growth. Because unfortunately, the only way that we step out of our comfort zone is when we're usually pushed out of it. Not willing to step out, right? And that's not everybody. Some people are bold and they've learned those lessons and they just go for it. And that's wonderful. But I guarantee you, they had to learn to get there in one way, shape, or form. Some of us are a lot more stubborn, so we sit in it for a lot longer. But when you learn to understand that, it becomes a lot easier to step out. Welcome, Ted. So I have one more affirmation. Just give me one or two for my Scorpios for the month of December. These are the things we're focusing on, right? Oh, yeah. I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. That's what you're going to do, because when you pray for that, you're praying for everyone. The things you can control, the things you can't control. You're praying for the people, whether you believe they deserve it or not, it's not your business. The universe is going to put it exactly where it needs to go. Whoever needs it, whoever they deem is necessary when you're sending those prayers, they don't go unanswered. They're always answered. Just because you don't see it every single time. And you're saying to the universe, I know mine's coming. And I know someone out there is praying for mine. So even in the face of destruction, even in the face of a tower, even in the face of things that aren't feeling good, I'm going to keep sending it out because I know someone's praying that for me. And now I'm going to learn to understand that these decisions, okay, all the things we've already accomplished, right? What was this one? Think of an issue in your life you felt negatively about recently and apply this lens. This is the most important part of the month for you. If you can reflect this and affirm this in this whole month, your challenges are going to absolutely lead to your new beginning. This is pivotal. Okay, my challenges are my greatest teachers. I use them to learn about myself and to live more consciously and authentically. When you can do that, you're winning. Okay, and by the sounds of it, you've already been doing that. So now it's learning how to do that and not get stuck in the things that you need to release, which is usually negative thinking. Okay, and then meditate on a big life decision that lies in front of you. What if your very ability to grapple with this choice is the true gift? What will you learn from this process? Just the fact that you have the ability to make a choice that some people don't even get, don't have the ability to get, needs you to understand when you reframe that thought process and understand you have what it takes because you've already overcome all of the things you've went through to this point. So you can't lose. You just have to learn to show up and bite down, and sometimes it might be a little bit of a struggle, and it might be hard to understand, and it might take a minute, and it doesn't matter. You got to sit with it and understand it. And my Scorpios, I see that you are doing that. You're learning how to reframe the thought so you don't get stuck in it, so we don't wallow in it. We're reframing it, releasing it, letting it go, and then we're setting up for a new beginning. And in December, what better time to release all of the negative, all of the old, all of the crap that we can? What better time? We start the brand new year with our new beginnings coming. So that's really what I want to say. If you guys can focus on that new beginning is coming. We're just reframing our brain, getting it ready. Good morning, Marnie Lynn. I'm just finishing up Scorpio, and then I'm going to be live again probably in 10 minutes just to do Gemini, and maybe we'll get some Cancer in there today. But my Scorpios, I love you so much. It's transformation. Don't get stuck in it. Understand that you've already overcome every single one of the challenges to this point. Now you're just learning how to reframe it and not get stuck in it, so you can keep your eye out for your new beginning, because it's always just right there. Keep your eye out, watch the angel number, and trust yourself. Learn how to trust yourself. Release what you don't need. Check with yourself. Does that feel right? No? Okay, it's got to go. Not holding on to it. That's it. Get ready for your new beginning. End December with a bang. Do all of the things, release, flip the switch. We're going right into positive, and what are we going to do? Release the negative. We're making room for the new beginnings. You guys have a lot of great things coming. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing really good. Focus on the positives. Don't get stuck in the negatives. And you're already winning. Annie Courage. Oh, I'm going to butcher your name. I'm sorry. And FSSP, welcome. I'm just finishing up Scorpio, but by later today, it will be on my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me, or you can go check on my website, creativelyguided.ca. I always post the links to them, so by the end of the day, they'll be up. I'm going to end this one because it is the Scorpio, but I will be live in about 5 more minutes again for Gemini, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, so keep your eye out. I love you guys. Thanks for showing up, and I hope you have a great day. My Scorpios, you got this. End the year well, because next year is coming out. You're coming out strong, and I see it coming, and I'm so excited for you. Have a good day. Maybe, if I can end it. There we go. Maybe.